Hey, what's up guys? So welcome back. So in this video we're just going to do a setup to do this whole project, and the setup part is also very simple. In this whole setup we're just going to install some packages and create a product on GCP, and later on as we require we're going to enable some APIs as well. So let's begin with this thing. Let's start with the installation part. Basically we're just installing some Python packages to enable us to interact with the GCP architecture. And by the way, in this video we're just going to do this thing on Google Colab. Reason being, it's very easy, and you don't have to set up a whole new environment, any content environment or anything, and it has good connection with GCP because it's a Google product itself. So things are very native. You don't need to do much authentication and stuff. It's like most of the things are easy in general. So let's just begin with this thing. So as for the setup part, one of the first thing we're going to need is, as you can see on the screen, we're going to need Google Cloud Storage. Obviously this is where we're going to store all the documents, obviously the raw documents. The next thing we're going to need is document AI. So document AI, this is where our raw documents would be converted into chunks. So obviously we cannot create whole embeddings of all those big documents, so we're going to divide them into chunks, and that's why document AI, this is a service, as we have discussed before, that's used to convert into the chunks, and then those chunks would be later converted into embeddings. The next things that we're going to need is AI platform and Vertex AI. So Google AI platform and Vertex AI, these are mostly the things that we're going to need to do all the ops things. Vertex AI, that's where we would be also storing our embeddings, so that would be the vector store. That's where the embeddings are going to be stored, and then we're going to do a semantic search as well into this. And AI platform and Vertex AI in general, they would also be used for inference purpose as well, so that's where we would be doing our predictions and stuff. So that's the first thing. The next thing we're going to do is we're going to set up a project in GCP. So you can just go on and console, maybe just write Google Cloud. It's actually console.cloud.google. Yeah, this is the case. So here, this is where you're going to set up a new project. So just go ahead and click on new project and just select a new project. If you already have a project, you can use that, and that's up to you, but I'm just going to create a new project for the purpose of just to show you guys. So I have certain so this is actually the name I thought that I would use. Let's see if I can use this name in here. Cannot be changed. Okay, should be fine. Let's start with this thing. So I've just named it as RAG LLMOps that GCP. So it's gonna take a little bit of time to set up this project, so I'm just gonna wait until it is done. Oh, actually it's done already. Okay, so one of the first thing we'll be doing in this this thing is we would be authenticating our Colab notebook with this new project. Remember to sign in with the same account in here as well. As you can see, remember to sign in with the same account to access this thing, obviously. So let's see how we can do. So yeah, this would help you with the login part. Then you would set up, you would tell to the G Cloud that use this project, the one that we just created, and this part would just print it. So when you log in, it's gonna ask you, as you can see in here, it's gonna ask me to click on this link, and then on the browser I'm gonna need to copy a code, and then I'm gonna need to paste that code in here. I'm just gonna do it. Alright guys, so as you can see, this is done in here. Yeah. Alright guys, so as you can see, I have just enabled this thing and I've added the code as well. And as you can see, if I just type this part, it would show me this part, which is basically the project, name of the project. The next thing we're going to do is we're going to get some of these values as to what's the project name, what's the project ID, and some number and stuff. And the next thing we're going to do after this is we're going to create our bucket actually. So you could see this first line in here. This is going to show us our details of our project. This is the second line, and it's going to describe it about our project and stuff, which is fine. If you have a bucket that you have created inside this project, then you can use that. If not, then you can go ahead and create either with the console, so you can click here and create a bucket, or the other way is you can also do it with this thing. This is a command that you can use. You just need to specify the region, the location in which you want to create. For example, let's say if I want to create the bucket in North America, so I'm just gonna write the name in here. Let me just put the name in here as okay. So this is the name I'm going to use, for example. So let me just create, and in here I can use US, but instead I would use region. Reason being, if you put it region, that would cost you low, obviously, but you can also choose multi-region if you want to. But since we're just doing this a small project, it's fine. As you can see, the cost is really low for this thing, so we're just going to say continue standard. Most of the things are fine in here. None of these things are, we're just going to create a project. Bucket, sorry. So as you can see, we have just created a bucket. So I don't need to create a bucket using this line, but you can always create a bucket. You just need to specify the location in here, and you can specify the bucket name. I have not created this bucket in US region, as you guys saw when I created this. I created this thing in this region, Montreal. Although I'm not in Montreal, I'm away from it, but I still created it there. So let me just write Montreal in here. Yeah. So if I go ahead and run this thing, you are going to see all the details of the project. There is a little bit of issue. Alright guys, so I did found the error. So basically, if you run into an error, just run this part of this code, which is basically saying that gcloud auth login. This would help you to log in by your credentials as well, and just the same way in which we did it before, in which you would be taken to a external tab, and you'll have to copy a code and put it there, just the same way in which we did it before. So we're just going to do the same thing, and then you should be able to see all your details in here. As you can see, the project is now connected. The Google Colab is now authenticated with the GCP architecture, and after that it should be fine. Now we're ready to start and develop the whole thing, and we should be good to go. So see you guys in the next video, in which we are going to first start with parsing the documents and dividing them into chunks. So see you guys there.